Viewer discretion is advised.
If you just know you're that girl,
yeah,
you just have no choice but to be that girl. And I feel like I'm that girl.
What if you don't wake up feeling like that girl? How do you be that girl?
You need to go back to sleep and wake back up again so you can feel like that girl.
There you have it, child. That's why I feel like I'm the T. I feel like I'm the T because I work at being the T. Like, no shade. I'm not the T just because a bunch of bitches like me and live for me because we all homegirls. I'm the T because I'm the motherfucking T. And that's just sad. I mean, that's just what it is. People legit in the world love to live for foolishness. Love to live for foolishness. You love to live for your bald head homegirl that do bald head whole shit. It's clear that I'm working at being the C, so girl, let me be the C. Like, give me that. Give me my flowers.
Give them the forecast.
Omega level threat detected.
Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. If you haven't had a chance to do so by now, please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And to go a step further, I humbly ask that you tap that notification bell. That way you'll be updated each and every time I'm uploading something new. Girl, make sure you're following me on Instagram at YB Speaks, as well as TikTok for however much longer she will be with us, girl, at YB Speaks, all right? And if you would like to donate to the channel in a monetary way, please feel free to do so. My Cash App is $YB Speaks 19, okay? Girl, like, this is what the fuck I'm talking about. Like, this brings me so much joy to see an episode just layered with balance, layered with just everything you need, require, and desire, right? This is what I'm talking about. I love it. Yes, bitch. I love it, girl. Before we really dive into the minutia of, the episode, girl, I want to talk briefly about what the intel of this episode did to me. Okay, we're gonna dive into that later, but watching, seeing, hearing the OGs, well, some of the OGs, right? And let's be honest here, the real OGs are Markel, Premier, Reese, and Wuda. They were the first. Hello. But what that did for me, as someone who I've grown with this platform, hello God, I'm not gonna lie, it almost brought a little bit of tears, girl. It almost brought a little bit of tears. You feel me, girl? Like, it just was so nostalgic, girl. Like, I just was like, yes, bitch. Like, we're at season 5 right now, girl. When you look back over your life, hallelujah, bitch, and you think things over. And you've had some sleepless nights and some hills to climb. Hallelujah, bitch. You won't complain. Girl, and I'm not going to complain, because when you look at season 1 and you see the progression, you have no choice but to smile. And for us reviewers that have been doing this since day 1, right? Like, raise your hand, bitch. Like, it's good to see something just stick around and do better, in my opinion, at least now, I always say things sometimes look the same, but that's in cast relation. But when we talk about the show as a whole, you have no choice but to give them their things, girl. The progression, the everything, the production, girl, just everything, just how everything's coming together. And I use coming because, girl, like, there's more to come. I really hope the girls stay the course, keep developing, improve, do your shit. The one thing I think y'all need to improve on is casting, but we'll talk about that later. But girl, like, it just brought back, like, girl, like, I remember Tony Price, B. King, girl, Wuda Lee, Markel, Premier, girl, Reese, Reese, and shout out to Reese for being the visionary, being the one to kick this off. Season 1, season 2, I believe season 3 as well. You know what I mean? And then giving us, spin-offs like The Retreat and things of that nature. Like, give the girls their things. You know what I mean? Like, I really was a little bit emotional. And I was like, wow, because when you think about it, like, me particularly growing up with these people, watching this platform grow from point A to point B to C, D, and et cetera, girl, it's just, it's very nostalgic, girl. And to feel as if you are somewhat a part of that. Because in the beginning, girl, you know, I was not who I am now, obviously, you know. Again, hashtag growth. But even back then, when I was first starting out, you know, there weren't many reviewers for the space. Chasing Dallas was the second franchise, you know, to Chasing Atlanta, things of that nature. Even though reviewers were, you know, what we were, it just was still a very new space, you know, especially for the LGBTQ web reality world, you know what I mean? So even back then, you know, people like Premiere, you know, Tony Price, I engaged with a lot back then, child. Reese G, you know, it was, and then I look back at all later on in life, all the interviews and the one-on-ones and the group interviews. Shout out to the Justice League, bitch. Like, you know, just all of the camaraderie, the conversations, and just their willingness to just be so open and transparent, not just on their own platform, but coming over to our platforms as reviewers and interviewers and just, again, bearing it all. This is not easy, people. This is not easy. It's really not. And I know that I give a lot of flack, but I give a lot of flack because I care. I give a lot of flack because we're all human at the end of the fucking day. But I think we all need to take life and do the best we can to learn from life, because after all, life is the greatest teacher, bitch. Hello, God. Okay. So again, you know, shout out to Chasing, girl. Just period. Y'all have always been in my heart. And I hope y'all know that no matter, again, the energy you get from me a lot of times is rooted in the fact that I care. I love y'all. I see where we're already a marginalized group in this world. In 2024, we are still looked down upon. We have each other at the end of the day. That's how we should be looking at it. So that's, again, why I come with so much fervor, girl, so much veracity, girl. You know what I mean? Because, like, at the end of the day, girl, like, we got to unify against these great evils that would rather see us dead than flourish or to exist, period, in this life. Okay? So when we're walking around here on our catty, you know, pedestals, bitch, carrying on, living in a very deep world of hypocrisy, foolishness, toxicity, you know, this greater than thou attitude, it does nothing for our community. So again, that's why I go so hard, but on the balance of it all, girl, like, you know, and again, shout out this entire episode. It was the balance for me. Again, there are some things that we got to get into, girl, but that's just life. You're going to have the good, the bad, and the ugly, bitch. So we're going to talk about it all right? So, again, we're going to just get through main points, things that I found interesting and that I wanted to kind of talk about. So Jet Jeff, he finally gets a chance to speak. And one of the things about this particular scene that really took me out, although I'm grateful for it, this is how we should have started off to begin with, girl. That way we don't end up where we were last episode. You can't start things with fire and brimstone, bitch, and then later on, after, not too long after the fact, because for us it was a week. For the scene itself, this happened all congruently. You know what I mean? So if we just would have started off with being grown, with being calm and level-headed, and with the understanding that you can't trust all these bitches like that. You can't be holding on to the strength of their so-called word, girl. Because you got a lot of girls in here who will do their best to try to manipulate. Hello, God. They're going to do their best to spin their narratives, girl. Especially when they know that they are the bringer of mess, chaos, foolishness, and confusion, bitch. Chef Messi has proven that. And it seems to me that throughout this episode, you see that Seven and Kesey kind of already had an inkling from the jump that Chef Messi might not have been so forthcoming. That his character, you know, and my thing is this though, you say you don't have that much of a relationship with him like that. Why would you have held on to a word that he was saying? And I live in the world of question everything and everybody before we draw a definitive conclusion. Especially when we're dealing with, I hate to say this, the homosexuals. Girl, you know how we are, girl. You know things can flip around, girl. Things can have a little more flair added to it when you're dealing with the girls. And we're talking about reality, television, based shows here, where we already know, girl, what is up with that noise, bitch? You know, we already know that when we talk about shows like this, you can't trust everything, even the ones who think that they're your homegirl and sister fucking Christ, bitch. You got to be very wary of people and their so-called facts and receipts, because I need a receipt to back up that receipt to back up that receipt, especially knowing that I'm dealing with a bunch of girls who, you know, have questionable behavior and motives, girl. You know? So, but again, finally, Jeff had an opportunity to explain, and it was then and there you realize the faces were cracked. Chef Messi didn't know what to do. You kept seeing her, you know, going back and forth, walking back and forth, looking back and forth, just looking as if, girl, like, I have to make sure that one of these bitches don't punch me. Hello, God. That's what I felt like he was doing. Like, let me just back up a little bit. Let me look around. You know, like yeah, girl, I got to make sure that one of these fists of faith, girl, ain't finna crack my face, girl. Because that's honestly what should have happened. I'm not even gonna lie. And it was in that moment I felt like there should have been some apologies made to Jeff based on a lot of the energy. Yes, Jeff is coming off messy. Yes, I understand that there was, you know, some addedness, you know, to the mess that he was serving, girl. But at the end of the day, it did not warrant that kind of energy. Hello. I don't know why everybody mad that Jeff and Sean are linking up. I live for it, because if we remember the start of their relationship last season, girl, it was tumultuous as hell. So I like to see people grow. And, you know, as we move forward, we don't know who's going to come into the show. So it's only right that some of y'all girls, you know, Robert obviously felt that need to bring back some of the girls. We're going to talk about that later, girl, okay? But again, the familiarity of it all. Especially if I'm going through it with Astro, and we're not seeing it for Tedley at the moment. So the girls that we came into this season with, the only girl that I'm really close with like that is Sean, which was a prior quote unquote enemy. You know what I mean? So I don't know why y'all mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. And I really don't think that Jeff is as messy as y'all are saying that he is. I think that he's asking the questions that not only fellow cast members probably been done had, but viewers are having as well. So again, Jeff has crossover appeal because of, I believe, the shady but yet truthful nature. Because I think truth is really the basis for his shade. Does that make sense? Sean said something that I zeroed in on, because you know me, I'm highly observant. He said, girl, you know, Jeff was trying to explain, you know, he met up with Chef Messi, girl, and yah. But Sean was like, girl, I don't know why you did that. You should have came to me first, because I already got the book on him. And I feel like Sean has already done his research on a lot of these girls already. The way he was coming at Tedley, the way that he was, you know, trying to come at certain people. And I think he realized, and I'm going to tell you, Sean, this is one thing I don't like about you this season, is you're doing your research on some of these people even after you have tried to read them for filth, right? That scene with JC when y'all made up, you stated, and I quote, basically, okay, I'm not gonna let me paraphrase here. Now that I know who you are, basically, I'm gonna have respect for you because I may need to network with you. You're about your business. And I'm trying to be here for people who got something going on and that may possibly be able to do something for me. Be careful on how you say stuff like that. Because it can come off very usury, bitch. You know what I mean? That may not be your intention, but as a viewer, that's how I was like, girl, so hold on. Now that you know that he's established, now that you know that there's some legitimacy to his, you know, success, you see an opportunity now. Now you want to kind of backpedal, pussy pop, and apologize for giving him so much because you realize that he could give you so much. I just don't like that. Even if people don't have anything to offer you, or even if they don't have anything in line with possible collaboration with you on a business level, you still should try to treat them with some level of respect. Does that make sense? Here we are with Astro again, girl. At this point in life, girl, you just want a moment. And the moment really should be doing your best to find a PPP loan, bitch. Finding somebody, you a hood hoe, so you know probably a lot of fish with kids. You need to be trying to get some of these kids to claim on a good old nasty piece of income tax, girl, so that you can fund and you can invest in what it is you're trying to do in this life. That's just really how I feel. And what kills me is why all of the energy for Jet Jeff based on something he said to you that was truthful. It was real. It wasn't just shade, it was truthful. And you can't keep going back and forth with, you know, you're this and you're great, but your bars are trash and these things, and then come out later in that hood ass video of you standing, girl, on top of a goddamn, what are those things, girl? Those what, that ship that ran into the goddamn bridge down to the down to the Boston, girl, you know, a shipping freight, a freight shipping container shipping, whatever the fuck, girl. You was in somebody's shipping yard, girl, after hours. You know you could be arrested for that, girl, for trespassing, girl. That's federal land. I'm gonna say this, right? And I know I'm probably gonna receive a lot of hell for this. But you had the nerve and audacity to sit up here in your confessional and say that Jet Jeff is, how the nerve of Jet Jeff for calling you a whore, but he was popping poppers in the club. So he was popping poppers in the club. You didn't say that he was popping poppers in the club with the intention to be fucked. I understand what poppers do to the body. He probably just wanted to relax real quick. You know, a lot of the girls do poppers in the club. But you're judging him for that. But there's a video that I have of you getting your bumpy ass dick sucked in a public restroom stall, girl. And the funny thing is, who was sucking that bumpy ass dick? Chef Messi, girl. We call you, girl, to the courtroom of truth and justice, girl. While you were on your knees serving truth and justice, girl, let me tell you something. Chef Messi, girl, you was eating that dick like it was your last supper, girl. Like you were about to get the biggest catering contract of your life, bitch. The way you were eating, the way you were sucking, slurping, deep-throating, girl. And no shade, though. I know I just, talked about Astro's bumpy dick, but it was a pretty nice-sized dick. Girl, you go off. Oh, you go off, girl. Oh, the way y'all had this on an old nasty piece of iPhone 3, girl. That grainy video, but with Chef Messi, I saw your face plain and very clear, girl. Girl, the way you were eating that cock, bitch. Shout out to Carl. Girl, you should have hired her for your video, girl. This is a true cock goblin, bitch. Hello, guys. Shout out to K-Star, bitch. His song Cock Goblin is available on all streaming platforms now, bitch. Hello, God. The way that Chef Messi was gobbling up that cock. And then y'all was fully naked. Y'all felt comfortable. This must be a bathroom. This must be a hidden gym throughout Dallas that no one knows about. Because y'all were comfortable. Y'all seemed pretty naked to me. And how loud you were just, girl, you were going to town. Oh, and that cum was coming. It was overflowing, girl. She didn't swallow, though. Good for you, girl. Child. Y'all know, for purposes, I'm not allowed to share that video on here. But I do possess the video. I told y'all in the last little video I did talking about reading the girls for filth. People send me shit. Okay? A lot of which I don't utilize. All right? And because of the nature of the video, I obviously cannot post that here. But Chef Messi is on those knees, girl. Serving, please, girl. Girl, like the rent was due. Girl, I hope you offering Astro a place to stay the way you was eating that cock up, girl. And then you hear Astro putting on trade, girl. Because I get, you know, for me, when I'm in the dominant position as a top, I'm not over here giving, no, I'm giving you nigga, bitch. And you just hear Astro, yeah. I was like, yeah, girl, receive it. Girl, she's on her knees serving please, and she's receiving. Girl, stop it. I ain't gonna lie, girl, mama was feasting on that cock, bitch. Go off, girl. Now, also, shout out to TTB, honey, because let me tell y'all, I did go back and watch the after show for the last episode, right? And they had a segment on there where they allowed the girls to click the link. And right after Seven got finished ruling out, you know, giving the girls truth and justice, girls, stop playing with her and making her look crazy in these streets with your lying, manipulative ass ways, bitch, right? TTB came on and he got straight to the point, girl. And I'm not surprised because that's her. Bitch, let me tell you something. TTB had the girl's face cracked and shattered, girl, when she asked the question, girl, how long have you been doing, you know, OnlyFans or adult porn industry? I want to tell y'all something. Just because you're out here recording your sex life on an iPhone 3, bitch, stop giving these girls, I've been trying to tell people like TTB, stop giving these girls these extra accolades, girl. No, girl, she's a whore. This is a whore that happens to record herself in the act of her hoism, girl. Her holding, bitch. Okay, she's not an adult film star, bitch. No, this girl is a free Twitter girl, and I highly doubt anybody was sitting here paying to view something that they could probably watch for free. Okay, but TTB said, girl, how long have you been? And girl, you see Markel just melted into his seat, girl. You see Chef Messi didn't know how to take it, but she tried to have a quick response, and she said that she took all of this stuff down and all of this shit. And my thing is this, you said you have been in Dallas for 1.5 years. So at this moment that we're at right now, when the show is out, Hello God, in 2024, it's been about 2 years, probably longer than that, right? In my humble opinion, and based on a lot of the things that you had to say about these videos and these different platforms that you had to get rid of, it sounds like to me you recently got rid of these particular platforms due to the show, not because you're out here trying to cosplay a celebrity chef, bitch. Let's just tell the truth. You knew the girls were gonna read you. You knew at some point or another that might actually come up in the show. But my thing is this, girl, you obviously didn't give a fuck because you weren't even trying to hide your face in a video that was presented to the court, girl. The way you were, girl, I want you to eat me, girl. Can you please come to Florida, girl, and get on your knees and serve truth and justice to my dick? Girl, I love getting head. And the way that you were eating the fuck out of Astro's cock, girl, oh, but you're gonna have to swallow me. I like being swallowed. So, you know, and I eat healthy, girl. I know you probably didn't want to swallow Astro because, you know, you was already probably low-key worried about, you know, having your own version of strawberry seed breakout, bitch. Okay, girl. But, honey, you know, but you were serving, girl. I want some of that. I need that throat, bitch. Like, what's good? What's good, Chef Messi? Come down here and serve. I like an old nasty cock goblin, bitch. Goblin cock. Yes. But my thing is this, girl. Stop lying. Stop the cap. You know you deleted all that shit because you knew. You recently deleted all that stuff because the girls was gonna find you just like we did Aaron Thomas from Chasing Atlanta. Y'all remember her? If you don't, it's fine. I'm surprised I remember her, girl. But you're serving Aaron Thomas. Yeah. Girl, don't try to backtrack that shit now. And that goes to another thing I wanted to talk about. People said I came down on you too hard in my last review, but let me explain something to you, girl. I was on the right fucking track after all, bitch. You don't give a fuck about no relationship with your daughter because you down here sucking dick for free in public stalls. You out here cooking up mess on these goddamn shows. You're not highlighting or showing anything you got really going on in your so-called career, bitch. At least at this moment in episode 5. All that energy you're putting in to OnlyFans, Twitter, cosplaying a celebrity chef, stirring up mess on this platform, you could be out here being the father you claim that you want to be. Everything you're doing in Dallas, you could be doing in Virginia or wherever the hell you say they live at. So don't come to us with the bullshit. Okay? And since we're on you, we might as well get into it. Ariel had to read you for filth yet again. Girl, it's giving easy bake. And I want to say this before we really hop on that. Really, there's nothing else to say. We know the reason Ariel read her for filth. I'm gonna go ahead and give Miss Roberta her things, girl. Let's give Miss Roberta Dutchmaster her things. This is an example of when you utilize your masculine presence for good. And one thing I've always lived for, even when in the previous season, when Robert was always in the presence of Kiki. Robert is going to utilize his male persona, his masculine persona, excuse me, to protect the girls. I'm going to give him his things because I'm kind of that way. I'm going to be real with you. I don't know a lot of trans girls personally on that level. They're not in my friend group on that level. But I've hung out with drag queens. I've hung out with the real feminine girls, and because I've always presented more masculine, especially with my build, because I'm a big guy. I've always been tall. I've always been a bigger dude, whether it's been a fat bitch, whether it's been a built bitch, whether it's been a medium-sized bitch. I've always been big in the way that I show up, especially publicly. I have this unit and I have this aura about me because that's just me as my Capricorn. I'm like Godzilla. You know, when Godzilla's back lights up, it's not always to generate the atomic breath in which he will destroy and obliterate your motherfucking existence. It is a warning. A lot of animals in the wild do that. They have these things about them where they're warning you ahead of time. Bitch, you cross this line, we're gonna wear you the fuck out. So I know what that feels like when I'm the more masculine presenting one in my group. I have to put this protection shield over my girls. Especially when I'm with real women. You know, no offense, you're just saying it. When I'm with my homegirls, you know what I mean? Girl, we're out in public, I have to, no, ain't no one finna try y'all in my presence, bitch. And that's just on period. And I love the fact that Robert was standing because just in case something pops off, right? You know? I'm here for that. And Robert has always, I'm going to give him his things, regardless of our little tit for tat, child. You know, I'm very unbiased, girl. I'm going to keep it all the way 100. No matter how I feel about some of these girls, I'm going to tell the truth based on what I see and how I feel. And I feel like Robert has consistently shown up in the way of protecting the girls. I will say that. Now, I will say, again, on the other end, you do utilize that to do exactly what I was dragging you for. Okay? We're not going to go back there, but I just wanted to say that. It's about balance, girl. So let's jump into some things. I don't want this video to be too long. Again, shout out to the working girls. Kesey. My problem is this. Nigga, you are so talented. You have the look. you don't have the presence yet, but we're working. I see you're working on that, bitch. But when I hear these little tidbits of amazing songs, I want fucking more. What happened to the days where y'all would sit here and show them in the studio doing the song, and then like right after that scene, you'll play the song a little bit and let us know that it's out for promo or whatever the case may be, right? It's ready for purchase, stream it on all platforms, yeah. Now, Chasing Atlanta is big at doing that. I would love to hear more. Again, I need the stories. I need the context. Bring me in, girl. Bring me in. You're so fucking talented. 7, you are so fucking talented. Hashtag I need more. I know that because we are black, queer men, it is difficult to have the visibility needed, required, and desired to see our careers soar. But when I tell y'all, there are a handful of people across the LGBTQ web reality stage that can really move me. I can't speak for anybody else, but to move me. Kesey, regardless of how I've been reading, girl. 7, regardless of how I've been, y'all's shit moves me. Carrie D's shit moved me. Bobby Bankrolls, we're going to talk about you soon. Your shit moved me. I'm not going to go down the list of all the girls that move me, but I'm just saying, though, like for Chasing Dallas specific, like y'all be moving a bitch. So when I only get a chance to see a small tidbit, it pisses me the hell off. Okay? 7, girl, like, let's tell the truth. I know you probably didn't mean it in the way that you did, but a lot of the way you show up with Kesey is very domineering. That's all I'm gonna say. I know a lot of girls have a lot to say about that stuff, but I was watching the Chasing panel again. Shout out to Scotty and the panel child over there, and the consensus pretty much say the same thing, that that's just who you are, that's just your personality. But the way it shows up for a viewer, though, and the fact that Kesey comes with a sense of, again, like this longing for love, that he's willing to just put up with any and everything. We saw how he was low-key used in the other relationship that he moved over to Florida with. And then we saw, you know what I mean? Like, as the viewer, that's how we're putting it all together. So when we see Kesey, who may love being dominated, you know, he did express there is a balance that they both provide for one another, you know? And then I go to say, like, who the fuck are we to talk about their relationship? But then again, you're on a public platform. So again, you will be talked about. Sorry, that's just the way it is. That's reality television for you, girl, you know? Shout out to Kesey, shout out to 7, love the photo shoot. Love the photo shoot. And I just want to say this, y'all are some sexy motherfuckers. I hope y'all are capitalizing off of that. I hope y'all, Kesey, that chest, oh girl, that chest. Girl, and 7, I'm not gonna lie, I'm a hoe. Fuck Astro and Chef Messi, girl. They have nothing on me. My whole shit is whole shit. Let me tell you something. I will bless both of y'all, girl. What's up? I know that, you know, I may not be y'all's type, but next summer, girl, when this body is really bodying, can y'all come to Florida and just like, let's do it to each other. Let me show y'all what I can do, and let me see what y'all can do, because something tells me that y'all have amazing, explosive sex. And I would just love to be a fly on the wall. You know? Yes, girl. Anyway, Kesey and Tedley meet up. Kesey and Jet Jeff meet up. I appreciate the apology. Tedley, I just want to go back to you just real quick. It is not foolish, it is not overdoing it for people to call into question the legitimacy of your life. Especially when you present yourself to be this grand poobah and when you try to come for the rest of the girls and what they do. So this continued conversation of whether you're a real estate agent, again, I just want that to be dead. Something tells me, based on some things I saw in this episode, you're probably working towards, or at this point in time, right now, you have accomplished your license or your brokerage license or whatever credentials you need for that shit, right? Something, I don't know, I just felt there's something working there. You know what I mean? But at the time, at least at this moment for me, you have not provided any real proof. So I just think it's time to stop trying to live in the world of defending that when there really is none, at least from our perspective. Let's just tell the truth. Again, shout out to Kesey for apologizing to Jet Jeff, but I still stand by what I said earlier, girl. I feel like if we would have had these grown folk conversations earlier, we would have not had to go through all of this. But I'm not gonna lie, nonetheless, it is good for television. I'm not gonna be mad at a messy moment that turns shit up, but I love how quickly we got to the resolve. I appreciate y'all being grown enough on the back end of it, you know? Okay, girl, I made it. You could have did better in the beginning, but at least we finally got to that moment of like, okay, girl, there's some resolve. There's some real understanding here. Robert getting baptized. To each his own. I don't really go up for religion like that. I'm going to be honest here. I don't really think that scene was needed. And let's talk about another scene that I don't think was really all that needed. The meetup with the OGs was not needed. And what's crazy to me is it seems as if everyone that was invited, the common denominator was at some point or another, they had an explosive history with Reese G. So the question that I have is, was it fair for Reese? I know that sounds strange that I'm coming to her defense, but let's just tell the truth. Was that fair for Reese to walk into a situation where, what is this for? And why is this giving lemon squeeze energy? So I understand why Reese kind of came in with the shield already up, the shade already prepared, locked and loaded to serve a bitch. Because I could see if we had already had prior conversations to this meeting, which you can tell by everyone's aura, bitch, the spirit in which they were there, that they weren't really expecting this. So again, with Robert, what gives you the authority? What gives you the power to command the girls to come together for this moment? You claimed towards the end that this was for Barbie Bankrose. This was for Ariel. Why? Because I was kind of lost on, what does this do for Ariel? Can someone drop that in the comments? Maybe I missed something, but I don't think I missed shit. Because I don't miss shit like that. I would just love to know, like, what was the reason? Shout out to Cardi B. What was the reason? And again, Robert, we're putting all of this effort into everybody else, but what are you bringing to the show? I can't step on that enough, girl. It's no shade, it's no tea. It's a very valid question, and it's a question that everyone else is asking. I've seen them in comments. I've saw them on the Chasing panel. Explain to me, why are you here? What are you providing of substance to this show? What are you chasing? And again, who are you to bring these particular girls together? And what was the reason? You claimed it was for Ariel, but Ariel was so emotional and not even aware of what the fuck was going on. She probably just got an email to say, girl, meet us here. We're filming a scene. She shows up and it seems as if she's completely blindsided about what the fuck she's here for and why all these other bitches are here. No shade. You know, y'all know how I talk. The OGs know how I talk. Hello, God. And then what killed me too, and who was this? Was this Jeremy? Shout out to Jeremy Speaks if this was him, but forgive me if I think it was him or someone. Forgive me if it wasn't him, but if it was him, shout out. And whoever it was, shout out to you too, bitch. Okay? Robert, you invited the girls here and then we're catching up on their lives. You're hearing about everything that they got going on. And because I am who I am, I know what they have going on. Again, the question would be asked, what do you have going on? Okay. Moving on, because I don't want people to think, oh, you just coming from, no, it's valid as fuck, y'all. It's very, and if you know me, I'm always going to draw the questions out to those types of girls. Okay? Now, Ariel. I love you, boo. But this is a situation that requires me to be unbiased in how I approach talking about you and how you're showing up in the show. If you have a lot going on that is detrimental to your mental health, and you are not in a space to showcase what it is that you have going on, it would have been okay to just have seen the Chasing Dallas letter and said, you know what, I'm going to decline for this season because I got a lot of shit that I got to work out. I don't want to come on this show and present this side of myself because, not for me, but I've seen a lot of the viewers talk about how they don't live for the vibe, the depression, the obvious anger and dismissive attitude that you have towards the rest of the girls or just being here, period. It is quite, and because I fuck with you, because we've had conversations, because you're my girl, I know. But the rest of the girls don't know. This is a show after all. You know what I mean? If you're not in that place, it's okay to admit that. It's okay to say, you know what, I don't want certain energies to bleed off, because what that will do is, although it's reality, right? We're human, we all experience it. So that's why another reason why I'm not mad at it, because this is reality. Some people show up how they feel. Fuck the cameras, fuck the fact that we're filming a show. It's a show that's also rooted in reality. So I kind of like that little, you know, whatever, because we have seen her just be toe to toe when it comes to giving us work scenes, giving us the tea, giving us everything we need, require, and desire. But I want to say this too, babe, is in terms of business, right? Push what makes you money. It seems like Amazing Designs was always your bread and butter. Where's that? If you can't showcase the music right now because you're not comfortable with the level that it is, the quality or whatever, and you're having difficulties funding it, I admire you for getting a second job and being real about what it is that you got to do to put in to your craft, you know, that you're trying to turn into a career, right? But go back to what was making you that money. I don't know. I haven't seen anything. I actually haven't seen you post anything on your social medias. I follow all your pages when it comes to Amazing Designs. When it comes to, you know, styling and creating gowns for the different celebrities that you have in the past. So I think pushing that, what's going on with that? Marketing that, creating a commercial for that, for this platform. So while Barbie Bankrose is chilling, Ariel O'Hara, the amazing designer, hello God, should be pushing that. It could have been nothing to ask Markel, hey girl, you know, I'll try to pay you when I pay you, but is it okay if we use your resources? Or bring some of these resources together to help me film a commercial for Amazing Designs while Barbie Bankrose is taking the back seat, real quick. And I want to say this too, mama. What you're doing, in my opinion, has not really been done on the level that I think you're trying to do it at. I don't think, and I'm going to be real, I don't think T.S. Kendra is trying to be that girl for the trans girls in the music realm. I don't think she cares about being that breakout girl who rises to the level of mainstream that opens the doors for the trans girls in mainstream music. I think Ariel O'Hara, you want to break down that barrier so bad. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think you want that. I think you want that. But I'm going to be real. They can barely take a Saucy Santana. They're barely letting us butch queens in the door. Barely. And they look at us like a joke. So my thing is, if you're going to try to be that girl who breaks down that wall and want to be the first to do it, do you know how many stressful and sleepless nights you're going to have? Do you know how much drama you're going to be faced with? So my thing is, baby, you got to build the emotional fortitude, to endure it all, girl. Because trying to kick open that door and be the first and to lead the way for the girls, that's going to be a lot of shit to put on your shoulders, girl. And I get this need to want to have things look presentable to the level of what you expect for yourself and how you want people to receive your project and things. Let me tell the truth. I admire you trying to build the funds for it, but I think it's time for an entire reset on life, especially for you, just when it comes to business, when it comes to personal, when it comes to just everything. Because again, you do not want all of that stuff to bleed off into how people will perceive you on the outside. These are future consumers of your music. These people, you want them to be, invested in you and not weighed down by you in your struggle. Does that make sense? Give us enough to be relatable to those girls who experience those things, but don't overload us with those things to make it seem like, girl, well, now I'm tired of her. Okay? That's all I got, at least for right now. This is probably the longest. I'm going to try my best to edit this down if I can, but this is the longest review I think I've ever done. But y'all be blessed and never stressed. Remember that health is truly wealth. Drop down in the comments. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode, what you think about my commentary on this episode. And again, I want to shout out the Chasing panel because again, y'all been shouting me out and I really do appreciate that. And y'all are just hilarious. Like y'all, if y'all haven't got into them, get into them, girl. The girls are hilarious over there, girl. Girl, I'll be at the gym just dying. I know people be looking at me like, girl, what is wrong with this guy? Yeah, girl, like giving what needs to be given. Okay. All right, y'all. Take care. Bye.